Hello, everybody. It's very good to be with you. I want to do another one of our little short videos here. This one also is going to be about inquiry, as the last one was. It may be several on inquiry. I don't know what they're going to be about because I don't know what I'm going to say or what's going to happen until I sit down. And then I discover it at the same speed that you do. And so at any rate, we talked about who the seeker was last time. We went looking for the seeker. We noticed we've been doing all kinds of seeking for a long, long time, but we had just never looked really closely at who it was that was doing the seeking. And when you look at that seeking activity, can you really find an owner to it? Can you find an owner to that activity? Or do you just notice that it's just occurring? That doesn't have an owner, doesn't have an initiator. I mean, did you decide to become a spiritual seeker? I didn't. I mean, I didn't have any intentions of becoming a spiritual seeker. What I was after was money and girls. I didn't know there was anything else. And then one day, this happened, is that it became a spiritual seeker. And I had, as I look back now, I can see tendencies that would lean in that direction strong throughout my, really throughout my childhood and young adulthood. But it was in my 30s that this really took, came to fruition. Early 30s, 32, I think. So did you make up your mind, or was your mind made up for you? Let's put it that way. And now that you have come to see something about the seeker, if you've been doing some inquiry, and I hope you are, because these videos will be very effective for you if you actually do the work, but they're only going to be so effective if you don't go and do the inquiry. So what I want to know now is, what is awakening? What is realization? What is enlightenment? So you're head over heels headed to enlightenment. I understand, I was too for decades. But what were we headed for? Did we know? I want to tell you, from this side of the fence, we had no idea. If you have had an awakening, fine, then you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't, you don't have the slightest idea what I'm talking about, because there is no way that words can tell you what this is all about. This side of the fence is all about, if you will. There's no fence there. It's the fenceless fence, just like it's the gateless gate, the doorless door, and the windowless window. Because there's no separation. A gate would mean from here to there. A window or a door opening or a window opening or whatever, that would be an exit or an entrance from there to there, from somewhere to somewhere else. And there's not anywhere else. There's just this as it is. But for some reason, we can't believe the simple fact that there's just this as it is. We think that awakening is going to be, we're going to go to a new place, that the world is going to be really, really different. And it is, but it isn't. It is seen from a completely different perspective, but, the trees still flower in the things still flower in the spring, and the trees still lose their leaves in the fall. I mean, it doesn't change any of that. It doesn't change the fact that I have a mortgage or a car payment or anything like that. I actually don't have a car payment anymore, thank God. But it doesn't change those things. And it may change the way that you see everything. If it doesn't, you haven't really had much of an awakening, because the only thing that awakening will change for you is everything. But what is awakening? What is realization? What do they talk about liberation? What do they mean by liberation? I mean, I just knew that Fred was going to be liberated, didn't you? I mean, Fred here is going to be liberated. That's all there is to it. I can't wait till Fred is liberated. So, but what if there's no Fred to be liberated? Because see, I told you last time that I had believed that this body, that I was this body, that whatever it is that I am, I thought it was this body. I thought I was a Fred Davis and that this body, this is what a Fred Davis looks like. But I also told you last time that that isn't true. So if you were to pretend to believe me for just a minute, and you really were not that body, if it was impossible for you to be that body, which it is, but if you just want to bite into that for just a minute, if you're not that body, what's left? What are you? What are you? You're not the body, I promise you. You're not the body. So what are you? What am I? What am I really? Who's asking? The seeker's asking. Who's the seeker? We go from question to question. This teaching, in fact, provides precious few answers, but it allows for you to discover answers on your own, one right after the other. Because don't forget that the experience of initial awakening is very, very important. But the experience of experience of clearing after that is just as vital, if not more vital. Because if you don't do the clearing, the awakening is not going to stay around. Now, if you've had a real live awakening, I mean, you know, something of size, and we'll talk about this in satsang today, meaning a profound awakening, then it will be very hard for you to ever take all of this quite as seriously as you did. You really see it strongly, you can't really unsee it, but you don't know what it means or anything like that. You're just lost. So there's been some clarity there, but awakening or enlightenment is always about present clarity. Forget what you experienced, forget what you knew. How about right now? What is enlightenment? What are you seeking for? Give that some thought. What are you trying to get to? Are you so sure that you need to go somewhere else or know something more or become something more, get something more in order to awaken? Or do you actually have to get rid of something that you've already got in order to notice that you are who you always have been? We'll see. See you later. Thanks. Bye-bye. I love you.